elected president next year for a second term, he will try to remain in power beyond those 4 years. And here's what she said in that interview. She said, there's no question, and she said this on NBC, of course, and she says that there's the new book coming out they have, which is Oath and Honor, a memoir and a warning from her, warning about this very topic. And when asked if she believes Trump would try to stay in power, Cheney said, absolutely. He's already done it once, referring to his efforts, according to NBC, and the way they frame it, after the 2020 presidential election to overturn Joe Biden's victory and stop its certification on January 6, 2021. And here's what she's saying here. Let me show you. She said a vote for Donald Trump may mean the last election you ever get to vote in. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote against the Constitution. Look, this idea is being echoed right now throughout the mainstream media. This is Washington Post, just to give you a hint, just to give you a sample of what they're saying. Washington Post said this. It says, this isn't mere hyperbole. As my colleagues have reported over the past year, Trump has made clear his stark authoritarian vision for a potential second term. He would embark on a wholesale purge of the federal government, weaponize the Justice Department. Who's ever heard of that? To explicitly go after his political opponents, something he claims is being done to him, that he will stack government agencies across the board with political appointees pre-screened as ideological
Tighten the purse strings.
That. And it says that he'll also dole out pardons to myriad officials and others as incentives to do his bidding to stay loyal. And they claim as well, let me continue, it says here, it says that in election rallies, Trump has vowed punitive action against all perceived enemies. When he said this, I am your retribution, which Trump actually did say, by the way. And it says in another, he promised to, quote, root out the communists, Marxists, fascists, and radical left thugs that live like vermin within the confines of our country, that lie and steal and cheat on elections. Now, they're saying that Trump could even become like Julius Caesar. They've dropped the
Oh my God.
Trump is now Caesar, they're saying. And he may have real power, they're saying, they claim to call this, to just choose to not leave office in 2028. There's been a lot of news outlets. I'm going to show you one. This is Daily Mail. It says a famous neoconservative says Donald Trump will become a dictator like Julius Caesar if he wins the 2024 election. Here's the quote on it. It says, quote, like Caesar, Trump wields a clout that transcends the laws and institutions of government based on the unwavering personal loyalty of his army of followers. Kagan writes about Trump as he argues the new
Now you got to be talking about Chris Christie.
Of legal woes will not be effective blockades against his political ascension. You hear that? It sounds almost like they're suggesting that the legal attacks on Trump are meant to be blockades to getting him elected, and they're saying, based on that it's not working. Makes you wonder what they really believe is going on with all that, the rolling prosecutions against Trump. But he continues saying this, quote, Trump might not want or need a third term, but were he to decide he wanted one, as he has sometimes indicated, would the 22nd Amendment block him any more effectively than being president for life than the Supreme Court if he refused to be blocked? Some people compare this to like saying, Donald Trump has not denied his intent to blow up the sun. Donald Trump has not denied his intent to punch a dolphin. You can make up headlines like this any way you want of things that somebody did not do or did not say. But here we are right now. And look, God forbid that Trump might do something really crazy, like, weaponize the justice system to go after his political enemies. Could you imagine living under a government where they have weaponized the justice system? Let's go after the former president of the United States, or to label anybody supporting him as extremists and find ways to prosecute them, maybe even put them in jail without trial, maybe even solitary confinement. Could you imagine that? because that's what they're saying could be in the future, although I think many people also believe it's happening right now. But also, folks, this is what the establishment media is going on about right now. And let me show you a bit more of what they're saying on another side of it. Here's just a small sample of headlines right now. Daily Fetched. Michael Cohen breaks down. Trump will send us to Guantanamo Bay if reelected. Remember, Michael Cohen is one of Trump's former associates, who's now one of the star witnesses against Donald Trump, saying that he will go to Guantanamo Bay, allegedly, at least he believes, if Trump gets back into office. Here's New York Times, what it means for the whole country. They say sweeping raids, giant camps, and mass deportations inside Trump's 2025 immigration plans. Look, and of course, they're going on about all this. It seems for them as well, though, despite all of this, they're saying that Trump is inevitable. And it's a very strange circumstance they're getting at with this, because they're warning about Trump. They're saying that Trump is a threat to democracy itself, that Trump is a threat to the nation, that he's going to get into office and become Julius Caesar and never leave, and he's going to be there for life. They're making it sound like this is the end of the United States. And they're also, in the same breath, saying that Trump is basically, like, in office. There's no way to stop him. No matter how much they try to target him using, all these trumped-up fake charges, and no matter how much they try to just target him, none of it is working. And so it makes you wonder, well, what are they talking about here? What are they suggesting gets done? Let me show you some samples. This is Breitbart. It says this. On Friday, Washington Post editor-at-large Robert Kagan wrote an op-ed titled, "A Trump Dictatorship is Increasingly Inevitable. We Should Stop Pretending."
Oh, my God.
It says, on Monday, the New York Times' Charlie Savage, Jonathan Swan, and Maggie Haberman authored a piece making the case that a, quote, second Trump presidency may be more radical than his first. The Atlantic, they say, announced Monday morning that it is launching a special issue that warns of the grave and extreme consequences if former President Trump were to win in 2024. And it argues that Trump and Trumpism, meaning if you vote for Trump, pose an existential threat to America and to the ideas that animate it. Are you getting that? And also, while all of this is happening, while the media is just melting down right now, Democrat leaders are urging Joe Biden to stop talking about Donald Trump and to instead talk about, actual issues that he's going to try to take care of as president. Daily Caller says multiple governors urge